What's going on, YouTube? If you're new here, my name's Thunderstick, and welcome to the Homestead. Ladies! So today, I ain't got a whole lot going on. I'm gonna go tend to the chickens and grab some eggs. However, you and I are gonna go through the garden routine that I do every day. But before we get to the garden routine, let me take y'all back to last weekend and show you what me and Dad did. So now that that crossbow's all sighted in, I reckon we're ready for deer season. I just need to get out and get a stand situated. So we'll see if that happens this year. So since we shot that crossbow last weekend, I figured I would sit here and we have a little story time. So the first deer I shot would be it was a strike I shot in Texas. And I was about 14 years old. I wasn't too old. And Dad took me out to Texas, and they didn't really know if I could shoot a rifle or a crossbow. So we get out there, and it was a little town south of Beaux, Texas. Way, way down South Texas. So we get there, and one of the first afternoons, they put me in a box blind. And we were sitting on the road, and we were just waiting on something to show up. And it was a call hunt, which means I was there to shoot deer that they didn't want breeding on that ranch. So, and does, obviously. So we were sitting there, and it was about prime time, about 6:45, and this young strike walked out, and of course I was itching to shoot something. So they gave me a green light. So I lined up the crosshairs on the deer and took a couple of deep breaths. Of course I was shaking. This first kid I ever shot. And I squeezed out the trigger there, and of course the buck dropped right down the road. I mean, it didn't go anywhere. And I shot it with a 243 rifle that we had borrowed from a family friend, Diane. It was a youth rifle, so it was a little shorter. Anyway, so I dropped this deer, and we were already sighted off. Insert picture here. And so we just get down there, recover the deer, and there's some film somewhere, me talking about what happened, but I don't have the footage. So that was the first deer I ever shot. The next afternoon, I don't like to hunt in the morning. It's too cold and you got to get up early. So the next afternoon, we went out to the same stand, and I shot my first pig. You know, I was so excited about that as well. You know, I had never shot a wild hog before. So, once again, we get down and clean that one. And that was the hunt that I realized that I was allergic to deer hair. Because when we skin out that deer, you know, my eyes swelled up and my nose started running. It was horrible. So from here on out, you know, I might shoot it, but I'll let somebody else skin it and do all that stuff. That way I don't break out in the hives. So if you enjoyed this story, I got a whole lot more. Y'all just leave down in the comments whether you want to hear my hunting stories. Let's get started with the garden. So I got some collards planted a couple of weeks ago, and I've been watering those. If you've been a long time subscriber, you know that at one time I had a drip hose set up, so all I had to do was turn the knob, but now that drip hose isn't working. So I gotta water everything by hand. So right here is my water system. As you can see, I got this water hose here. It goes to the pump house. And then we got this duct strut, what I call a duct strut. And we got one hose, this hose here is connected to a cut piece of pipe. It goes into the pergola. And at the end of that pipe, this black hose should be connected. However, we got a gasket problem or something's wrong with this hose here, because it won't connect. So everything in there's got to be watered by hand now. So I like to start watering from the outside. I just water right through the sticking wire. That way when I go in the pergola, I ain't got to turn around and get all tangled up in the water hose. I like the drip hose a whole lot better. Multiple reasons. The primary reason is I don't like to water my plants like this because it ain't too good for the water to be hitting the leaves like that. I like to get the water to them right there down there at the roots. But this will have to suffice for now. I'm trying not to get too many of the leaves wet. So I like to get that water right down there at the base of the plants. So that the plant itself can absorb the water and not the leaves. So what all do y'all got planted in your garden this winter? I know not everybody plants a fall garden, but it is fun to, you know, save money and eat what you grow. Especially nowadays, when you don't know what all's in our food that we buy at the grocery store. It's just better to take some time and grow your own food. So we got collard and lettuce. I think that's the lettuce. Is that or chard? Mom and Dad do all the planting. And since I'm here all day, it's my job to water everything. Everybody got to pitch in one way or the other. And everybody has their own strength. My mother's really good at gardening. Me, not so much. Well, I'm real good with animals. And vice versa. So like I said, everybody's got their job and everybody can pitch in one way or the other. But you know, while I might not like gardening, I sure do like eating the produce on the dinner plate. So that's what I try to think about while I'm doing this. How good the food's gonna taste, and how good it's gonna be for you. I'm not gonna say that I'm 100% organic, unlike the chicken. But like I said, knowing where your food comes from is real important. You know, especially if you're like me and you got some health issues. You gotta do everything you can to keep your body running right. Because our body is a temple to the Lord. That's what the Bible says. So I try to get out here and water about 2 or 3 times a week. And then Dad will do it during the weekend. And that is if it's not rained. But unfortunately, it has not rained since the Hurricane Helene, about 3 weeks ago. So we're doing all the watering by hand. And eventually I will get that strip hose fixed up. It's high on the list of things we need to do. So it'll get done here in the next video or so. Now that all the watering's done, let's go see the chickens. I know most of y'all are just here for the chickens, so let's go check them out. Ladies, what's going on this morning? How many eggs did y'all lay me today? So everybody's doing good today. As you can see, they got some corn. They got their feed for this morning. So everybody's doing good. Well, y'all, I know the video's been a little bit short. But I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you did, hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we'll see y'all next time. Appreciate it.